This video tutorial teaches you how to solve for x or any other unknown when there's two steps. So that means there's two numbers to remove. Again, just briefly, the object of the solving for x is to get x on its own by removing the numbers near or attached to it. If there is no operation, so these are the four operations that we use: plus, minus, times and divide. So if there is an operation between a number and a bracket, or a number and the x, it means to multiply. To remove numbers, simply perform the opposite operation to each side, then go on to the next number until x is by itself, or isolated. So first thing to note, plus and minus go together, they're opposites, and then times and divide go together, they're opposites as well. So the opposite of plus is minus, and the opposite of times is divide. So that's going to be important for here. That's how we remove numbers. We just do the opposite. So let's do it. Now, importantly, we've got two numbers to choose from. So normally, we would do brackets. This is normally how we work. Brackets, then multiply and divide. And then lastly, we do addition and subtraction. So that's normally when we're working with numbers. But because we're going the reverse direction, we're going backwards now to get x by itself. We need to go in the reverse order. So we need to get rid of anything that's been added or subtracted, and then we can get rid of any numbers that have been multiplied or divided. And then you can open up brackets and work on the brackets as well. So in this example, we've got, it says here, if there's no operation between a number and a bracket or a number and the x, it means multiply. So in here, this means 2 times x. So it's 2 times x minus 3 equals 5. As we just discussed, we have to get rid of the minus 3 first, because we do addition and subtraction first. Now, the opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. And then we have to do plus 3 on the other side as well. And that keeps the left side equal to the right side if we do the same thing to both sides. Oops. So let's do our sums now. If we look at this left side, well, the minus 3 plus 3, they cancel each other out. Because if you take away 3 things, then put the 3 things back, there's nothing. So on the left side of the equation, we've got 2 times x, so that's 2x, equals, on the right side of the equation, 5 plus 3, that's 8. Notice how I'm keeping everything lined up vertically, so it's nice and neat and it's easy to find if you make a mistake. Next job. I'm going down. See ya! So it's got 2 times x equals 8. So opposite of times is divide. So we divide by 2, and that will make the number 2 disappear, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you'll have 1x, which is just x. On the right side, we also have to divide by 2, because we divided by 2 on the left, we have to divide by 2 on the right. So that means 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so it's 1x, which we can just say x now, because you don't have to say 1x, you can just say x, equals 8 divided by 2 is 4. So there's the answer, x was 4. If we just double check back into our original equation, which was 2x minus 3 equals 5, that's what we had up here. Let's check if x equals 4 is the right answer. So 2 times x. Now, instead of x, we're going to replace x with 4. So now it's 2 times 4 because x was 4. 2 times 4 is 8, take away 3 is 5. So that technique works just fine. So we were correct. Here's one more. This one's a little bit trickier. So now we've got some negative numbers in there. Now the first thing, there's minus 5x. So we put the times in there just to remind ourselves it's minus 5 times x. And then we just got the number 8. So that just means plus 8. Doesn't say minus 8, so it must be plus 8. So we've got 8, take away 5 times x equals minus 2. So our first job is, the minus 5 times x, well that's attached to the x, that's multiply, so we do that later. We need to deal with this 8 and get rid of it. So we've got 8, if we do minus 8, it will disappear. So therefore we do minus 8 on this side as well. Looking at the answer now, on this left side, that's gone. 8 minus 8 is nothing. So you still got the minus 5 times x. And equals minus 2 minus 8. Again, if you're a bit stumped with the minus situation, because a lot of people are, it can be quite tricky to deal with negative numbers, then just use your calculator. So you do minus 2 minus 8 in your calculator, you just type that in and you get minus 10. Okay, next job. This is the tricky part. You'd be tempted, because it says minus 5, we should just plus 5, shouldn't we? But that's actually not true. What's really happening is it's minus 5 times x. So to unattach the 5 from the x, we have to actually do divide. But instead of dividing by 5, we include the sign as well. So we divide by minus 5. So just watch that again. We've got minus 5 times x, so the opposite of times is divide, and we divide by minus 5 to get rid of this minus 5 there. That means on the right side we also have a divide by minus 5. And now, minus 5 over minus 5 is 1, because whenever you divide a number by itself it equals 1. So it'll be 1x, which is just x, equals minus 10 over minus 5. Again, if you find this difficult, just type in your calculator. But I'll give you a little tip. If the signs are the same when you multiply and divide, then the answer will always be positive. So minus on minus, or minus times minus, will actually end up as positive. Because if the signs are the same type, you get a positive answer. Okay, so it's minus 10 over minus 5, it'll be a positive answer of 2. You can do that, positive 2, but we don't normally show positive signs for answers. Okay, so x is equals 2, so that's how you do that one.